Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning. It's near the end of November. I know it's been a while. Haven't done a video probably in 2 to 2.5 months. I apologize for that. I'll bring you up to date. There's been several developments. I'm actually rucking now. It's Sunday morning. This is what I was doing for the past couple of months. Every Sunday morning I would go out for a ruck. However, today is the first time I put my backpack on in over 2 months. And that's because about the end of September, I did a 14.5 mile ruck or something like that. And felt good, had no pain, finished it. The next day, woke up, no problem, no pain. But I went to do a normal walk I usually do at night, sometimes about 2-3 miles, something like that. And my knee was giving me pain. I bent over to put my shoes on, actually, and I felt my knee and where my quad is and all that start to give me pain, very similar to what I feel when I'm hiking. So I decided to not obviously go for a walk, and it brought back all these concerns and thoughts I have about the knee. So then I ended up making an appointment to go see my orthopedist that I was seeing. However, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess he's a nice guy, I like him. However, he was out of town on vacation, and I ended up seeing one of his partners, who I did actually like as well. And I think we have a very similar philosophy in a lot of things. Obviously, neither one of them I think were pushing surgery or whatever, but he was definitely not big with the injections or anything else. He suggested to let nature take its course and heal, and then of course do training and build it up, which is really what the other doctors had said as well. Although the other doctor did mention something about getting injections, either cortisone or doing other types of procedures that would hopefully bring increased blood flow or healing or reduce pain. So I'm not a big fan of that, but obviously, I would do what I felt was necessary to get back in shape and to get my knee working 100% so I could continue hiking. After seeing him, I kind of left there a little bit back in the same boat as when I went there. I thought about it for a week or so, and I decided that I would do physical therapy again. I think that would be preferable. This way I could have someone show me what type of exercise, what type of stretches I should do, and they recommend going forward. He advised me, and he's the first one to really say this, he says, you're going to need to probably take 3 to 6 months off and let this heal totally, because the turnover in that area in your knee, of the cells and everything, he says it's going to take that long probably to heal 100%, So I went home and I took that advice to heart, and I had a trip that I had planned for October. I was going to go do the Foothills Trail again, and I was going to go by myself. I had already lined up, I had a hotel and I had a shuttle, and I was about to book airplane tickets but I decided I was going to drive. So I figured, because this way I don't have to worry about my gear getting lost. So I decided to drive, so I didn't make airline tickets. And like I said, I already had made reservations at a hotel, and I had a shuttle driver to take me from one end of the park to the other where I could leave my vehicle. And fortunately or unfortunately, again, life takes funny turns. Because of my knee, and speaking to this doctor, I decided to cancel it, which it turned out fortuitous because I would be out there, or I would have been near there during the week that the hurricane came through and actually did affect the area up there. So I probably wouldn't have been able to hike anyway, or it would have not been a very good time. So, and I could have had even more trouble. Who knows? I just would have been in the way probably. So I ended up canceling that trip, canceling all my reservations, not going. Hurricanes came through. Then another hurricane came, threatened the area, but it didn't affect us. In the meantime, I started physical therapy. I went back to the doctor, I got physical therapy, and I've been doing physical therapy for the past 3.5 weeks. The knee feels good like it did last time. However, I also had an event that was supposed to take place this weekend that I was training for. That's why I was doing so much rucking. It was going to be a marathon distance ruck, so 26.2 miles ruck in, I think you have 11 hours or something, or 13 hours to do it in, up in Jacksonville with the Go Ruck organization, which I canceled as well. I got my money back on that, luckily. But either way, I no way I would have done that with my knee hurting like it is. So in talking with my therapist and everything today, they felt I could go out and test the knee out and do a short ruck. So I'm going to actually do 6 miles today. I've also reduced the weight in my pack. So it's only 20 pounds, not my usual 30. And 6 miles, that's the longest distance have walked in probably 2.5 months. It's about a little after 8 now. I'm getting a much slower start than I usually do. I woke up a little later than usual for my Sunday morning ruck. Fortunately, this is the first weekend that's dipped below the 70-degree mark in Florida, where it's hot and it's been humid. So it's really not that bad right now. I have no idea what the temperature is. I'll check. But the good thing is it's not unbearable. And it's still kind of early. But I'm going to go a different route now. That's a little later. I was hoping to get started around 6. Figured I'd be done by 8. And the sun would have been up. But it really wouldn't be hot yet. So I'm getting a little later start. So, and I've just noticed tons of things I forgot because I haven't been going lately. Forgot my headphones. So I can't listen to music or a podcast or a book, which is what I've been doing lately. Didn't bring my fanny pack to put my phone in, so I'll pretty much hold it the whole 6 miles. I don't think I don't think there's any water on my backpack now. So, but I'm in the neighborhood. I mean, if I have to, I can get home, or I can call for a pickup if I really need to. If the knee starts bothering me and I'm far away, I won't walk on it. I'll just call for a ride. So I'm going to go in the park, and then I'm going to go through a neighborhood where there's a lot of trees, actually. So I'll keep in the shade, which is really what I care about. So it's warm outside, but it's not too bad. My pace is a little bit slower than it's been, but I'm talking, so I don't know. So that's a lot of the news, at least with the knee, and why I haven't been hiking or making videos. So, because my trip got canceled, and then I obviously didn't get to go anywhere, and I've been more or less just exercising to build up the knee and strengthen it a little bit. So I'm doing well, but I feel like I usually do well in normal exercises. It's when I go on a mountain and I start walking that my knee has a problem. So there's no way to test that out now until I actually go out there and hike. And I have no hikes planned because of the knee anytime soon. The AT and the area have been devastated by the hurricane. So while the trail is open again, there are still a lot of difficulties in terms of there are a lot of blowdowns. There are a lot of areas that need improvement or work and are actually slow going. And there are a lot of, unfortunately, services that may have been reduced due to damage from the storm, and people are still recovering. So also for me, with my knee, I don't really see hike coming through at this time, especially a through hike. I'm just trying to get the knee in shape so I can do a couple of miles at a time. So I think that can's going to have to be kicked down the road a little bit. I have several other things going on at the same time, like most people do. Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans, as they say, right? So I probably won't be able to do much hiking, and I want the knee to fully recover. And that's one of the things I'm trying to do this time, is not progress too far too fast, rein it in a little bit so that the knee can truly heal up. So that's why going back to 6 miles, I think it's something both doctor and I felt that was something that I could do and start with, and then slowly increase from there. So we'll see how this works. for me. Also, sadly, did get some bad news a couple weeks ago. Gershom, one of the hikers that I went on the TSX challenge with, passed away. And it's weird. Obviously, I spent a week with him hiking. You do get to know someone very rapidly while hiking, and I felt that there was a friendship there. But at the same time, since then, there's been, we haven't hiked together or kept in touch really, but I still had a sense of sadness of his passing, and I feel for his family and for his friends who have lost him. He was a very nice guy, very talented artist. One of my great memories of him, every time I think of him, a couple of memories pop up, but one of them is just him and I were resting at a segment that we had done. It was just the two of us because we had gone out in front. He was a really fast hiker. I mean, he was in his 60s, but I was like, wow, he really can. He very fast. He would pull away for me quite easily, but he was just in good shape and had been a hiker for many years. And I remember we were just sitting there, we were waiting for the rest of the group to come, and he was sketching a tree. He took out a little pad he had, and he always carried his pencils, and he was sketching this tree. And the detail of this tree, to me, I see a tree. He obviously saw the tree differently, in much greater detail, with all these different shadings and all the different. It was just, to me, I just overlooked it, I guess. But as an artist, he saw it. And that to me is one of my greatest memories of him, and just the detail in his work. And it was a beautiful tree. I think he did later post a picture of it when he finished it. But I mean, the thought of me sitting down and looking at a tree and obviously drawing it, it would look like a stick figure of a tree to me if I did it. But to him to have that concentration and that attention to detail was impressive. And it was enlightening, as I said, because I looked at it and I just saw a tree, but he saw all these different nuances to the tree, which I didn't, and I still don't probably. But it was eye-opening. So that was sad. I found out another friend of mine, a coworker and a friend from many years ago, passed away as well. He was older than me, obviously, but still, nonetheless. You feel the sense of finality. There's no way to reconnect with them now and to catch back up in old times and revisit them. So it's unfortunately part of life, but it's also sad at the same time. So that's it. That's probably a little bit too much behind the curtain, but that's what's been going on. So my goal today is just to really do a hike. My personal goal is obviously to do it under 20-minute miles, but honestly, more importantly, would just be finishing 6 miles with no knee pain and no adverse complications in the future from the hike. So we'll see how that works. And then I can get back. I'm trying to get more into stretching. So ER, you were right. I definitely have to have stretching according to both my doctor and my therapist. The physical therapist is obviously, they're really big on stretching. So I've gotten to somewhat of a routine. It's not automatic though. There's every once in a while where I come home and I just sit down and I totally forget to do it. So, but I would say probably 70% of the time I'm coming back and I'm doing several stretches. For me, they take about 15 minutes or so. Sadly, I think I put weight on. Well, I know I put weight on from inactivity, because I haven't been hiking as much, but I haven't stopped eating, of course. So that's another reason why I want to get back out and do some activity, because I'm really hoping to drop some weight and stay in shape. So the rucking helps me. And speaking of rucking, well, I was speaking of rucking anyway, I have emailed Garmin once or twice asking for them to add it. I've made a rucking, activity on my watch, but there's no way to put the weight in that you're carrying. And I forgot my chest strap as well, my heart monitor strap. So the watch, just usually uses your heart rate, and it knows you're walking, and it guesstimates what your calorie burn is, more or less. And I'm sure there's a lot of algorithms to do that. But the fact that you're carrying more weight clearly means you're going to have to do more work, which means you're going to burn more calories. So the good news is that I read an article the other day that the rumor is that Garmin is adding rucking to its exercises during either a new watch that's coming out next year or during an update. So I'm looking forward to that, because I'd like to be able to input, the weight I'm carrying. Even hiking, I mean, why would it be any different than walking, except you're going up a mountain? So how does it know how many calories you're burning other than the exertion? Does it take into account your altitude change or your descent? I don't know. But if I do those activities, if I do the same activity, but I select it, I get a different answer for how many calories I burned. So that means there's something else going on there. There's other factors being considered that are not all equal. So there's a different type of formula that they're using. So it's just a rough guide, but even if it's wrong, if it's consistently wrong, in other words, if I do a ruck and I get the same answer all the time, then it's good enough for me to use as a metric. If I go rucking and one day the calorie burn is much lower or much higher, I can still use that information to say, okay, I did either more work today or less work today than I normally do, and I can use it that way. So if all things are being equal, even if it's wrong, it's still a tool that I can use to help me increase my efficiency or exercise or work or whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish. So for that, I'm looking forward to it. Small, exciting thing. I've also got a new pair of shoes. These are my Ultra Lone Peaks, I believe. I bought them a little while ago. I actually bought them in a half size larger, which don't feel that bad. At first they felt a little bit too big, but they feel kind of good now. And I bought these because they're supposed to be a little more cushioned, which I do actually feel now that I've been walking for a little while. I can kind of tell that they're a little bit softer on the heel. But my other Ultras, kind of time for them to go anyway. They're worn out. So it may be that the combination of they're being worn out and these not, as well as being more cushioned, that makes it feel a little better. So, but I'm going to keep with them for a little bit. This is going to be my new shoe to exercise and train in, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm hoping all these things are going to really help my knee avoid problems going forward. Okay, I had 2 miles down, so one third of the way done, and my pace slowed down a little bit. So it was just over 20 minutes a mile. So, but I'm still good. Knee feels good so far. It's not that hot yet. It's overcast, so I'm enjoying the fact that the sun is not really that hot yet. I'm hoping it stays that way. And I did just check the weather, and it's showing it's 74 degrees here, so that's cold front. In the last couple of weeks, that would be a cold front. So good hiking weather for me with not much on. Obviously, I prefer colder weather to hike in, but I'll take this. This is good. You can go out in shorts and a t-shirt comfortably with the pack. I'm sweating a little bit, but it's not that bad. Well, good morning. Just checking back in. I've done 3.5 miles now, a little over 3.5 miles. Been walking for an hour and 10 minutes. So my pace has picked up because I haven't been talking as much. Really wish I wouldn't have forgotten my headphones today. Could have caught up on some podcasts or something. I'm falling way behind with several podcasts because I haven't been hiking or walking as much. Knee feels fine so far. I'm on my way back. It's getting a little hotter, but some cloud cover just came in, so it's a little nicer again. So, but that sun is pretty strong still. I definitely felt it. I was out in the open for a little bit. Well, it's about 9:40 now. I've done 5.9 miles, so I'm just finishing up, make it back, and then I'll go stretch. I'm trying to be good, follow the routine, have a nice cool drink, maybe even some coffee and some breakfast. Knee feels good, no pain, discomfort, or anything to be concerned about. At least I don't think so. So far, test will be how it feels really later today, probably tomorrow, and then Tuesday as well. So for the next couple of days, I'm definitely feeling tired though, and my heart rate's up. I can feel that, but I'm happy to have burned some calories. Got outside, got some green time. So all in all, a good day. Hopefully I'll get back into doing some videos. So I've been remiss and lazy lately.
Lap 6, 18:11.
So that's it. 6 miles. We're done. Okay, just have to get back home now.